So what happens when you buy a $5,000 V8? We're about to find out. Welcome to Cars Not Crack.
I get a feeling it's going to be a riot.
I don't read the newspapers because they all have ugly prints. Check me out.
At the starting of the week, at Summit Talks, you'll hear them speak. It's only Monday.
Everything we've done so far kind of has been in waiting for parts, but parts are finally in. So where are we at, and can we get it done today? As you can see, we have many things at our disposal to get this job done. So the intake plenums are both in. Got to connect them to the actual intake, so that part's done. Now all we got to do is get these last two hoses on. Once those pieces are in, this car should start and run. Hopefully that is issue solved. I can't tell you guys how nice it is to be back outside. It's nice in the garage. Turning a wrench. I can get the wrench in there. What? Why, BMW? Where's the extension? What in the world? What? How? How does this happen? Why in the world? Back in the drawer. Get the fuck in the hole. Why is it so hard to seat, BMW? Why are you doing this to us? Look who showed up, chat. The other Cars Not Crack guy. So we believe we have the other hose on. Can't see it with the big bag in the way.
Anymore. It was not
Not on
seated.
there?
No, it wasn't seated for
Yeah.
sure. Never known the Germans to have little delicate hands. What the fuck?
You know, I'm convinced that Germans have really long, smooth hands. That slender man hands.
Slender fingers.
Yeah, they like rusty spoons. Only OGs get that
feels
reference.
like the position it seats on right. And that puts the clip on top and bottom.
Puts the clip on its skin.
Fucking lets the clamp go on the fucking hose.
Don't you want to go in your home?
Yeah, you know what? My fingers were just about 3 inches longer and a little slender.
Yeah, like German fingers.
Sample.
Yeah. See, that's the, you're not all the way German. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You got the big old
Near fucking 20%.
Anglo-Saxon fingers. Those chubby sausages, Jimmy Dean's you got.
Mutt fingers. I don't want to say I got it,
I want to hear you say that.
but I think I got it. Get your fucking hands off me. Need something to create leverage from this side just to push it. You got a flat head?
Well, sir, I think we got her. We fixed some of the major issues on her. Been running her for a few weeks. And right now there is a very sad Jeep driver who was walked down by a little piece of shit Beamer. Sorry, Zayden. Love you, buddy. So I'm going to go over what we did, what we still need to do, and where we're at currently. And we'll go over some of the next steps that we want to take to not only make it quicker, but make it just more livable. All right, so let me take you over what the whole issue was again, in case you guys have not been following or you skipped halfway through this video. I bought this 2011 BMW 550i. It was clean, the interior is basically perfect on it. The engine had one code, and it was an evap leak. And I knew on these, it was a bit tricky, but it was doable for really, honestly, relatively cheap. The parts I think I got for under $50 off eBay. This is the N63. Now they have N63 TU. They have a TU2, I think, and a TU3. There's their, they get newer and newer. This is the older one. And the issue with these cars is that they run incredibly hot. Now, all I did was move this car into the garage for this for me to film, and I can feel the heat just from running it for 35 seconds. It gets hot. Now what happens is these lines here and on this side, it's hot even just a touch. Now I did drive this car about an hour and a half ago, so maybe it's still hot from that, but whatever. But these lines, they go down to the side of the engine down there, and they go down side in there. So an issue was actually these locks that are on here. There's actually a little lock that you can pop out, make it easier to slide on there, that you can put the lock back in. That's what I did. And you can see as of right now, I have a very temporary setup for my intake because the intake boots were ripped. So I had an evap leak from those lines plus the plenums from the intake. So I replaced this side, and then this side broke. There's still a screw that needs to put in there, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's broke. But there's no leakage. Smoke test's been done, so it's good. The only problem with this is the intake sucks in a lot of hot air, and that's not good for the engine. So this is going to get replaced. So I know I'm going to get eaten alive in the comments like, oh, you can't put it there. It's got hot air. Shut up. It's going to get changed. Because I actually already made space down here for the intakes. So, yeah. Fucking paint's coming off already. Oh, yeah. Alpine Vice, yeah. I actually got a message a couple of days ago from somebody working on the same engine, or at least I think it's the same engine. But they were also doing the PCV CV systems. And they said they could not get these to connect. Now, I got a piece of bad advice from somebody on the forums that said to get the X5 front-facing plenums, and these will just connect to them. That is not true. So that might be true for the TU versions, but these will not stretch to fit the front-facing X5 plenums. You have to get the rear-facing ones and then curve it back to the front, which is what I'll be doing. So if you're watching this video and you have a TU and you can't fit them, I really can't help you. Because I'm from my understanding is that it will fit. But if you have a non-TU engine, you have to have the rear-facing plenums. They will not fit. And I made one fit when I had the front-facing one, but I don't know if you can see it. I kind of fucked it up trying to get it to fit. And once I put this back in here, it snapped right in. Everything went in perfectly. So again, if you have a TU version, you may be able to do the front-facing plenums. I've seen it happen. But just go out and get you another. I think these are like $70 on eBay for the pair. A very cheap fix. And then just maybe get the arm system and run it back to the front. Because obviously we want that cold air. This is temporary. And then I got that right there. The mass airflow sensor housings. I want to say they were about 50 for the both, and they are fabbed for the BMW. They have the correct holes, the offsets on them. They're correct. Now, one more piece of advice on here is watch the direction that you have these on. And let me zoom out a little bit, actually, because they are directional. So your clip, this side here, the clip is facing up. Yeah, that's what you want. And on the passenger side, you want the clip facing down. So if you are still having error codes from your mass airflow or your oxygen sensor reading lean or rich, whatever it is, it should read lean. It's probably because you have your connectors flip-flopped. Connector up, clip up, clip down. That was a problem for me, and I didn't realize that until I came out just tinkering, and I flipped it, and no more codes. She's been running great. I had one spark plug fault. It's been changed out with the coil pack. Cars will always find the weakest link to exploit. So whether it's your spark plugs, your intake, your exhaust, whatever your weakest link on your car is, the car will find it and it will break it. Try to get ahead of the issues that you know you have. So like right now, I know my brakes are iffy. I need to get the spark plugs changed. These cars will make you pay for not taking care of them, but they also tell you what they need. You don't need a BMW. Shit, you can go out and just go out into the junkyard and rebuild a salvage title. Go out into your marketplace, find something with the easiest problems. Just start wrenching. You'll be amazed what you can accomplish when you just do it. That's it. Get out in your garage and wrench some shit.